Good morning, my neighbors. I can't sleep. The chickens are up early and I got to eat. I stay woke. I stay woke. I stay up. I stay woke. I am up. I stay up. I don't sleep. I stay woke. I stay woke. I stay woke.
What's up, good people out there all through the universe? This is another episode of Stay Woke with your friendly or unfriendly neighborhood supervillains. I'm JB.
I'm Julie.
And our partner in crime, Danny, is unavailable at the moment. He's probably saving Superman.
Which is honestly probably for the best, because if we're going to talk about this Tyga song, I do not want to know the mean, discouraging shit that Danny would say about it.
Honestly, am I the only person that's like always quietly rooting for Tyga though?
Yes. I don't understand that.
How can you guys not see the greatness in Tyga? He's done the impossible continuously.
Dating Kylie Jenner?
He captured a Kardashian when you thought that it was never going to last. He's still there. Whenever he loses a car, he gets a better car. I want to lose things and get better things. Like I want to lose all my like terrible songs and get bigger hits. What
like
he's doing.
Every time you lose $5, you find $20.
Hopefully like 500. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I can't get over. I don't know if you guys have seen the video of Tyga like on that MTV show when he was like 16.
You're really gonna hold that against him? He was 16.
I can't see anything else. Yo, first of all, also he was 16. Like Kylie Jenner is much older. Like. We can't be like, oh no, that was a dumb mistake. He was 16, and then talk about Kylie Jenner who's like 19 and be like, oh no, this is gonna last. This is real. Like
I'm saying about we're a betting man. I'm saying that the Tyga Kylie situation is at least gonna last 3 more years. Are you a betting woman?
Maybe until she like hits 21.
Well, 3 years nowadays is, it's like the new 10.
No, but it's no, because you're thinking about it in terms of adults. You're thinking about it in terms of people who are like in their mid 20s.
True.
3 years out of like 27, 28 years is a lot smaller, like of a fraction than 3 out of 17.
True, but things are moving faster pace within, like if you notice, think about it, we're almost 60% done with the year. Do you even remember how long ago the year started? So what I'm saying is at the pace where technology is, which sheeps down into.
No, but what I'm saying about that is we're all older. That's why.
So it's moving just faster for the older people?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the older
time you're
you
a son
are.
Of a bitch.
Yeah. I'm like, for every 5-year-old out there, I'm sure they're like, God damn, this year was long.
Tyga, just go ahead and knock that thing up and stay in there forever.
You know what, though, is I've been trying to watch Rob in China. They have a show.
Enlighten me. I haven't seen any.
I've been trying to find it. Here's the thing that's kind of frustrating, because like they have not made that show easy to find. Like I'm not gonna fucking. I don't have cable. I don't have a TV.
They do that shit when you go online. They're like, "Who's your cable provider?" I'm like, I don't know the last time I paid a bill, so I don't know what the fuck. I'm online.
Yeah, that's the thing. As I'm just like, this is offensive to me and everybody else in the world who's like, I have Netflix and I don't understand. You know. But
so have you seen an episode?
No, I've only seen like clips on Twitter. But the converse of that is, I don't know. Have you guys watched Atlanta yet?
No, so don't spoil it. But here's
it's not going to spoil it. It's really good. It's also mad easy to find.
Here's the problem with Atlanta from my home life. I am gonna now pay attention to it at some point and just binge watch it later when it's done, because everyone's saying it's dope. Alyssa's saying she feels like it's not designed for white people from her background, so she's not getting the jokes, and she's a huge fan of Childish and the director.
Yeah, but that's the point. Like, I don't get a lot of that shit either, and like that's
so it's just educational, maybe.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's funny because I like to sit with Ike because he like grew up in Atlanta, and I'm like, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Then that means you're getting that's not fair. Then you're not watching it from the perspective of a regular white woman who doesn't have like a translator available to say, oh, these are the nuances. And
I mean, what can I say? I always manage to find my privilege. No, but it's really like, I think it's really dope that the show's on and has all black writers. And I think Donald Glover is really smart. I don't think it's revolutionary though. I think it was a step that was bound to happen. You know what I mean? Like Revolution is like, well, no one saw that coming.
Yeah.
This, you saw this coming. Like you saw an all black writing team.
So it's just super black. That's the whole.
It's not
basically what we're saying is like it's all black, which is amazing. It's an all black ensemble and all black behind the scenes. It's super black.
It's just an actual black voice. As
black
I think,
experience filmed by blacks.
Yeah.
So it's almost FUBU for us, and that's what she was saying, for us by us.
Yeah.
Which, as a black person, I'm pro that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit there and translate because I've only visited Atlanta a couple of times. I'm just going to give it to you from the black experience, which is going to be skewed because I'm like the African black experience, which isn't really, as nuanced as the black American experience.
Yeah. I mean, that is true. But I think, I am excited to see, hopefully, this will mark a change in other views expressed on TV. You know what I mean? Because everybody, frankly, you learn a lot of shit from TV. Most people learn a ton of shit from TV. Like everybody who ever grew up speaking another language at home, if you ask them how they learned English, it was from TV. Like TV teaches people a lot.
Based on your age, Hawaii 5-0 might have been a thing.
Yeah. Sure. But I'm excited to see like the black experience, the black males
away from the Chirac-ness.
Yeah. Or like, I want to see, I'm excited to see like, I want to see an Indian experience. I want to see like Mexican listening to Morrissey in Southern California experience,
you. But let's get the black experience a little more shine before we start diversifying the pieces of fucking of the pie, okay? Because, we helped build this country, Before that, just to let you guys know, we started with a record called Fly Pirate from the new Maya album, MIA, which is called AIM, which I guess it's breaking down the acronym. It's backwards.
Her name backwards.
But they're saying, I read a few things that said this is the best album of her career, of which I don't disagree or agree. I kind of like all MIA albums, and like every other MIA album, I find 4 songs that I love, and then the rest are like cartoony jibber jabberish shit. You know what I'm saying?
Is this supposed to be her last album? Isn't she saying that?
Yeah.
Do you think everybody's saying that this is,
last albums are the new I'm 22 when you're like 44. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's doing it.
Everyone's just full of shit. Oh man. I think she's dope. I think she has a place in the past. Mm-hmm. I don't think she's evolved, honestly.
No, she hasn't. But because she's the only version of that thing that she's created. There are no duplicates that are, she can do the same shit forever until her competition comes along. Because who do you want to listen? Who's the new MIA? Who's like from the Western world with ties in a third world country pretending to be in wars and to fuck a few military fucking child rebel soldiers. That does, and then you could speak on the poverty of the world and the rights of everyone. No
yeah,
disrespect.
she kind of like in a way she sort of started like the Tumblr like C-punk internet wave, with all of her like glitchy shit and blah blah blah. But I think it's also hilarious that at the end of the day, for all of her being subversive and and like underground, the reason she got mad famous is because of Pineapple Express. Like don't act brand new, and like you may feel super shiny, but you still got mad popular because of a Judd Apatow movie. So sit the fuck down a little bit. But
that was deep. We're going to go into a jam really quick, and we're going to come back and talk lots of shit about people that you like and dislike. Perfect Illusion.
That was all we could play of that song.
Okay, I'm going to say a few words, and they're going to be really honest words. A lot of amazing people worked on this album, and I am so excited to hear what they did. Like, I was excited to hear that. Some geniuses, okay, and some friends. And Gaga is amazing. For me, I don't know, maybe that's a thing. Maybe that's a theme to this album. Maybe there's a sound. That one didn't do it for me.
That song was bad. I don't know.
Bad meaning bad, or bad meaning good, or bad meaning...
Bad meaning, if I wanted to listen to like a second-rate theater troupe sing their Broadway hits, I would just do that. Like, I think Gaga is... I think she's really struggling, and I think she's trying to like go back to her roots, which is kind of what she's been doing for the past couple years. because she has like a theater background and like a live performing background. And I see what she's trying to do, like write what you know, but shit doesn't bang. Like, where are you going to play that?
Let's wait. I would say let's wait to hear the album because there are certified geniuses in the room, people that we all really respect, and see what they do. But, you know, I kind of expected more, and that's kind of hard with such an iconic artist. You know, like, we really expect you to consistently walk on water. So,
Yo, you know what, though, about that song that I just realized? You know what the melody reminds me of? Is fucking Papa Don't Preach, the Kelly Osbourne version.
see, now you're going to fucking rile out the Madonna fans who always think that
No,
anything
the
she
Kelly
does,
Osbourne version.
okay, but it's still fucking a Madonna song.
Yeah, but no, I mean, but that song, the Kelly Osbourne, like, production and the way that she sang it, like, circa right after the Osbournes was on, like circa 03, sounds just like that. And I think Gaga's been doing that. Like her last like big single, like a couple years ago, was like a straight "Hey Ya" rip. So I think she's losing it. I think she's kind of off the rails a little bit.
If this woman were a betting woman, she's betting against you. I'm gonna hold and see. I'm gonna put my money on you in blind faith that you're going to deliver because you're dope and they're really amazing people tied to this project.
I think you can be dope. I just want to say this. I think you can be dope, but I think desperation will fuck your genius up.
But didn't she win an Emmy or something? Or
for her thing with Tony Bennett?
No, she won one for American
She won
Horror
it for
Story.
performance in an Emmy for a performance in the American Horror Story.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's impressive. That has nothing to do with your singing career.
But but it's still part of the art realm in her as far as the totality of her as an artist. Yeah, everyone's going crazy. I think we're going to switch the order. Everyone's going crazy about this Cudi and Kanye thing, and I kind of want to open the floor and have a nice dialogue about it. I am not and never will profess to be the authority on Cudi. In fact, Cudi and I haven't really hung out in a very long time. We are super cordial. He asks about me every time he runs the mic, and when I run into him, it's always love. And I say we open the floor. He sends out a text. A tweet. We all know what this is. He says a lot of people are professing to be top 5 dead or alive, and not even really within hip hop, like within the music. You know, the pantheon of music gods. And they need like 80 people to write their songs. That's cool because it's vague. We can take vague. Followed by, no, like this applies to Ye, Drake, whoever, you know? And then goes into this thing about loyalty and all that. So before I chime in, what are your thoughts, guys?
I don't know. Cudi gets mad a lot, you know? What I think is more interesting is that Kanye responded, you know, and like at his concert, like fucking took time out to like yell at him and all this shit and feel disrespected. So I don't know. I mean, I think Cudi's great. I think Cudi is a true artist though. I don't necessarily see him as a businessman. Which is why like Cudi's last, like that weird like punk album thing he did was kind of like hard to listen to for me. I think people like Drake and Kanye are businessmen. They're labels, they're brands, and Cudi's an artist. So I don't see why the two are being like, I don't see why Cudi's comparing himself to that because that's not what he wants to be. He wants to be an artist. He wants to be Basquiat.
Well, he's saying those businessmen also profess to be artists and the greatest artists of all time. So that's still the same conversation. Whether when we're in a room and everyone's an artist to a certain degree and someone has a bit better business acumen, it doesn't make them a better artist. So that's the conversation. It's like, are you even worthy of being in a top 5 dead or alive when those people, the names that are mentioned, are people that were singular creative machines?
I think frankly, Kanye and Drake have had more influence on society.
Okay.
Cudi's had an influence on music, but the only thing people ever talk about Cudi as in terms of societally influencing shit is skinny jeans. And that's not even Cudi. That's Chuck English. That's the cool kids. Like, so
Kanye first.
I don't know. I say it's the cool kids first. I say it's Chuck English first. Kanye had fucking pink polos and shit, but the cool kids were the ones who made skinny jeans cool. So I don't know. I don't think Cudi is that. Frankly, I don't think Cudi's that amazing. Here's the
thing. I actually think Cudi is that amazing because I was lucky enough to actually have worked on the first album, and I don't know what's a greater album, the first or the second. They're both, in my opinion, classic albums. Going into Indica, which is a good album, everything else after that for me wasn't for me. The last record that just came out definitely wasn't for me, and it's not because I can't hear or I'm not a musician or any of that, because obviously that's not the case. It's just aesthetically, the reference points that you're pulling from, you're not even coming close to me, in my opinion. You know, Cudi is a fucking great artist. A lot of my favorite Kanye moments are with Cudi. A lot of, you know what I mean? He's a brilliant writer. Now, there are certain rules that, you know, we abide by.
As songwriters?
Just in this thing, yes. I could never see myself. I have been lucky and so thankful to have been in so many amazing situations with so many people that I've looked up to, that I idolize, that I can actually say, whoa, I'm in the room creating with this person. Now, what happens behind the curtains, whether they had the whole idea and I changed a few things or I had the whole idea, that's not what is open for public viewing. That's part of the creative process, because if I wrote all those songs and they became hits with that artist, if I didn't sing it myself or I couldn't take him the number one first in the first place, you see the artist's genius and you see why that person is who they are. Is the artist, in the sense of the true artist, in the sense of what Cudi is that still being valued? Is that being nurtured? Because I'm wondering what the breakdown came from as far as emotionally. I don't know if you fuck with Drake or not, Cudi. I don't really care. But I can see how when you're consistently I've consistently worked for a lot of people. Some of them will. But there have been situations where Will's working with you too. I couldn't get in that situation. And I was like, oh, I'm your chief number one collaborator. So when you go and work with Bono, I'm supposed to be there? No, that's not for me. I would like to be there, but that's not for me. Is it going to make me spaz and do something crazy? No. Plenty of times artists have said, when I did this song, da-da-da, and I might have done the whole fucking song. Who cares? Did I profit off the song? Yes. My content? Yes. You know, when it comes to issues that are family-based, especially the fact that Kanye really, day and night, I heard about Cudi before Kanye. We can all say that. So Kanye didn't discover Cudi, but he did birth him to the world and gave him many opportunities. So
I think the problem is, and everybody knows this about Cudi, is that Cudi's kind of this like melancholy dude. Cudi doesn't really play the game. And I think, you know, it's kind of like that like Van Gogh mentality. It's like, I know I'm a genius and I just want to do my own thing. And it's like, yeah, that's dope. Except like you can't be in a room full of people and be a fucking wet blanket. That's not dope. That's fucking up the vibe for everybody and no one else can get shit done. And frankly, I don't think, especially in music right now, especially in an industry that's fighting for every penny, I don't think you can pull that shit. Everybody's fighting. Everybody works long hours. Like, you coming in and being a complete ass and making it about you isn't productive and isn't helpful. And I think, again, like, I think there's two types of artists. There's the type of artist who makes art for the public, and there's the type of artist who makes art for other artists. And I think Cudi is the latter. And that's dope. That's why I think he's so well respected in the community, because people understand his references, people understand what he's doing. But to the outside world, to the listener, everybody's like, I don't really fuck with this. And all the people he's mad at chose the route of making music for the public, you know? And frankly, maybe that's why Ye just signed, Tyga. Mm-hmm. Because people because the masses pay attention to him. People who buy shit, people who tune in, people who are going to be general admission and pay for their tickets and not listed when you hit them up are gonna pay more attention and listen to Tyga. They're not really going to listen to Cudi.
Here's a point though, as we're discussing this, and all your points are 100% valid. There's a way you have to also look at it from another side of your brain. What if this was just a complete ploy to have us talking about Cudi? Because no one was really talking about Cudi, about the fact that his album's dropping at the end of the month.
Then he could finally be learning how to be a business artist.
But more than likely, it's probably not a ploy. Here's the thing. Here's how a thing like this works. Great art forgives everything. We've seen this countless times. We've seen this with Michael Jackson. We've seen this with Kanye, on and on. Great art forgives any folly. So as long as this project is great, you're good. If it's not, you're in a funky place.
Except when shit's going really well for you, you generally don't lash out on Twitter at people. You know what I mean?
That's the reason. Something
Which makes me think that this album is going to be kind of rocky.
Sometimes, though, in chaos comes the greatest of lights. Whether it could be a really chaotic drug situation, whatever, it brings some great pain and some great art.
We shall see.
We shall see. Is there anything else whose car got shot up, Jason?
The Game's
and
car.
The Game is in the rapper, the nigga that's like 6 foot that nobody really crosses or any of that,
apparently
right?
Was in Miami.
And who took credit for it?
Stitches.
The white dude.
Stop it.
The guy with the face tattoos.
The guy with the face tattoos who got punched out by Game's manager.
The guy who said that he was sleeping with Kylie Jenner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whatever.
What time did this shooting allegedly happen?
7:30 in the morning.
And what hood was this in?
It was at the hood of Miami Valet.
At the Fountain Blue. So it was
at his hotel.
What? It was at the Fountain Blue?
The Fountain Blue.
It was at the Valet at the Fountain Blue?
Allegedly.
That doesn't even make any sense. I don't know if you guys know how the Valet is set up, but there's no way to do that at the Fountain Blue. Like you have to drive up a hill.
They literally drove by in a
convertible.
But that doesn't that's what I'm saying.
Mustang.
Is that doesn't make any fucking sense. That doesn't make any sense. That's like you literally from the street you have to go up a big hill to see to be at the Valet. Doesn't make any fucking sense.
More to the story. Be safe out there,
Luckily,
y'all.
nobody was injured.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe
Stitches.
it's all like CB4.
Man, how much does it suck to be what's below a D-list celebrity? Because I feel like that's what Stitches is. Like when you're are trying to be a D-list celebrity.
He can't be a D-list because he really didn't exist to full celebrity. Now, below D-list would be like people who were once A-list in the 70s, 80s, 90s. And then now, Nick Carter. What's his brother's name?
Aaron Carter.
He's
below D-list.
No diss. Oh, maybe I was dissing. So we went on a road trip. We're going to end on the stories of what we encountered
accomplished.
Not accomplished, but encountered. We went through mountainous fucking terrains. We slayed racist Confederates.
Did you?
Oh yeah, it went down.
Were there lots of racists?
Super. No, there weren't any racist.
It's like
we got racially profiled
really
in Duluth.
They're being racist.
You two got racially profiled, or you?
One white dude who's like a family member, who looks super clean cut and wears open-toed sandals. He had his hoodie on, and I was the preppy dressed black guy with shades on.
It was raining,
and it was awesome. We really didn't have any problems, but this guy just pulled up. Ironically, we were in front of the police station. We didn't know that. He pulled up his SUV and came right behind us with his German Shepherd, and I just looked and laughed. The dog was just like, it was funny, but yeah. We'll talk about that another episode, I think, because it's too long. It's amazing, though. We'll do that another episode.
Middle America is quite interesting.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to Middle America. Is it really different? Like, does it feel different?
Yeah, completely. It's world.
People are genuinely nice.
Weird.
But
it is weird.
We
took some getting used
we did some weird shit. We went into hot springs. We did some weird shit. The only thing on his list that they didn't do, which was 99% a possibility, was shooting machine guns in the back in the woods or off the boat.
Artillery.
That makes sense. I mean, there's lots of wooded areas.
It was apparently readily available.
Yeah, it was literally you want to go shoot back or shoot off the pontoon. A pontoon's a fish boat, by the way, guys. It's like, whoa, not my black ass.
Were you on a lake?
They have a lake at the cabin.
A lake at the cabin.
I wasn't saying it wasn't mine, nigga. It wasn't saying it like I was
all right.
You first of all, that was us. It's foie gras with a Princess Cranberry. It wasn't. It's just that like it wasn't.
I think it's dope that you guys saw that, because I feel like a big problem with like how the news is and like how people see this country is like people who are on the coast, like people like us who are in cities, like cannot understand what the fuck, like why the Midwest is like thinks about shit, or like why people think about shit the way they do. When you see some like wild, outrageous people on Twitter like saying some shit, or like, you know, or like Kate Upton saying that thing about like how it's just disrespectful on 9/11 to not to kneel or whatever, and it's just like, and people are like, yeah, and you're just like, the fuck are these bots? Who the fuck is saying this?
They exist though. There's certain stops at the gas stations where you just know that, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? They exist. We just picked our spots.
Yeah.
I do want to end on one note, if you guys don't mind. Please, people, I don't care what your religion is. I don't care what your sexual orientation is. Everyone's welcome to be loved. But can we just please, I'm speaking to my American folks, my beautiful American folks, my beautiful people. Can we just do the right thing and let Hillary be president, please? Because any great man in history of time since the beginning followed a woman. Okay? Let's just do the right thing. You have your right to your opinion and all that, but it's more than the way we view ourselves amongst ourselves. It's the way we are viewed around the world. Okay? A woman on a campaign trail for 57. How old is this woman? Like 63 years old. She's on a campaign trail for how many weeks now? Like she's sick with pneumonia and what the fuck? But the president gets booed and that's cool? Come on, people. And I'm not trying to make this a political thing. Let's just do the right thing, okay? Any thoughts on that?
It's like I've said before, people bugging out about Hillary being sick, like FDR didn't have polio in office, or like Reagan didn't have Alzheimer's, you know?
As far as FDR, did that stop his greatness? No.
No, I mean, I think it's a lesser of two evils. I think it's a hard act. I think Obama's a hard act to follow, a really hard act to follow, because people love him.
The black man is God.
I mean, I'm going to miss him a lot, but
he's God, so don't worry.
But you know, I don't even think Trump would be a bad president. I just think that he's created
a hostile environment.
Yeah, he's created such a hostile environment that if he were to be elected,
black people, we'd have like
but like not just like literally everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody who isn't like a white redneck, like would be like, cool. So this is like, what message is that sending? You know, the whole world is gonna think we're a joke.
We're better than that. This is the greatest country in the world, and I've seen a lot of countries. Okay? We're out, motherfuckers. I'll see you guys next week with the whole entire squad and maybe a wonderfully, deliciously hidden guest.
Stay woke.
Keep your condoms on. Stay woke. Have sex.
Keep your condoms on all the time.
All the time. And don't do shitty drugs. When you go to a place that doesn't have access to clean drugs, don't do shitty drugs. There's not that I'm speaking from experience. Just don't do it.
Keep your standards high. Keep your standards high.
One love. Peace.